Elden Ring had become my favorite game of all time before I even finished my first playthrough. My first playthrough I used a bleed build and started using Metyr at the Godskin duo fight. Overall it was a very fun experience, but yes, I used summons. And a bleed build, which I came to find out a couple weeks later was unforgivable in the eyes of a lot of the community.
I've already run through the base game the right way, so now I'm doing the DLC, and last time we got up to Metyr and beat him. So this video we're going to be wrapping up every single other major boss in the DLC, and solidifying how I feel about this whole gatekeeping nonsense thing. I don't even know what to call it anymore.
I'm basically treating this as a victory lap. Now jumping straight into it, I pretty much went straight for Romina after doing Metyr. Hello. Now Romina is definitely the easiest boss in the DLC for me personally. She doesn't have a lot of health, she doesn't hit very hard, and she goes down really quickly if you know what you're doing. But despite that, she's easily one of the most visually impressive boss fights for me. I really love this pink color. Come on, poise break already. Yay! Okay, I win now, right? Yep, there we go. First try, baby! I also went and fought Romina so that I could unlock the last area of the DLC. But we're not gonna go up there just yet, because there is a few bosses I have forgotten. Starting with the Putrescent Knight. This thing is riding a horse and has this cleaver and... Sorry, this fight's cool and all, but it's just really forgettable compared to everything else. The most interesting move it does is its phase 2 transition, which only happens once during the fight, and I guess this attack where it jumps off its horse and starts attacking separately from it, but it's just so boring. The worst part of dying was knowing that I was gonna have to go back and do this whole fight again. Luckily for me, I managed to take it down on my third try, so at least this thing's out of the way now. But it was time to move on to possibly the most annoying boss of the entire DLC in most people's eyes. So excited to fight Gaius! Oh, Commander Gaius, how I f***ing despise you. Fuck, I just let him hit me. Gaius is one of the most frustrating bosses I've fought so far in this game. The attack where he charges towards you genuinely feels like it has a broken hitbox. Luckily, perfect blocking can really trivialize that move. It was the only way I was able to get consistent against it. Other than that, the moveset isn't terrible. There's just this one annoying back kick and this one combo that I found frustrating. Fucking hell. The rest of it was really just a skill issue, let's be honest. Motherfucker. Fucking back kick. This boss took me like 15 tries. I hate this thing so much. Yes! I used all my flasks on that. Fuck this fight. I hate it. I hate it. You did get 5 Scadutree fragments though, so worth it, I guess. Going from I forgot its name. I was just talking about how forgettable it is and I forgot its name again. Going from the Putrescent Knight to Gaius was really a painful combo. I was not having a good day, man. That's the second time this has happened! At least I can move on to a boss I somewhat enjoy now. Sunflower. The Scadutree avatar really feels like a boss I would usually hate, but for some reason I love it here. Alright, great start. This is probably due to the fact that even though it has 3 health bars, it heavily rewards aggression, because when you hit it on the head, it does so much more damage. It also doesn't have the most tedious moveset to deal with. For some reason, I just couldn't dodge this dash attack though. I wasn't ready for it. Oh my dude, it comes at me so much faster than I realized. And I think making it a sunflower is also super cool. Overall, the aesthetics of this fight are just top tier, and it was super relieving not to fight a boss that was super annoying, like almost every boss so far in this video. Here we go. Bye-bye. It only took me like 4 tries to beat the sunflower, but I'd easily go back and fight this boss for another hour. I actually really like it for some reason. This is the worst fucking part of the DLC. In my opinion, fighting Needle Knight Ledder and her gank squad is one of the most frustrating things I've ever experienced in gaming. More specifically, having to do it this way where I couldn't summon Unspark for help or anything like that. Normally, I'll use a summon if it's a duo fight, and this was when I really wanted to, but I knew for the video I couldn't, so I just had to get ganked for 20 minutes. Oh, for fuck. Thankfully, since I was playing like an ape this playthrough, I only had to deal with 3 people, and the perfect block tier makes this fight a lot easier and bearable, honestly. But I was still tilted as fuck, don't get me wrong. But I'm genuinely curious, am I the only one that hates this fight to this degree, or am I just bad? I don't know. I do love the DLC, and I think it's really good, but some of these later fights are so annoying. Fuck you. I am sick, so I might be being a little harsh, but I don't know. Up next was Metyr, and I think Metyr is actually an interesting fight. All right, first try, come on. I don't love the Metyr fight, but I also don't hate it. I think it's just average.
I rolled too early. Holy fucking damage.
I think it's cool that we get an answer on where all those weird finger creatures came from. Not to mention that the cosmic horror vibe is so good. One thing that I felt that I saw a few other people feel as well is that this boss looked like it was supposed to be easy, but I was getting completely steamrolled.
How do you dodge that?
And I'm sure you can tell by now, but I hate that it summons the little guys to come help.
Fingies!
But yeah, no, Metyr ran my shit a couple times.
What?
But it's an interesting fight. On a normal playthrough, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to fight this thing because it's optional and doesn't give any good rewards. But for this video, I wanted to kill every remembrance boss, so might as well. I want to interject here with an opinion that I've formed after doing these videos. So far, I've just been talking about the bosses and the DLC as a whole because there's not really anything I can add to this conversation that I haven't already said in a previous video. But I think there is something that I need to change, and that's my stance on summons. And I feel like this is particularly relevant as we head into the final 2 bosses of the DLC. Hot take coming in, summons make the game easier. But here's an even hotter take. That's not a bad thing. And I think the review bombing of the DLC proved that. Now, so you understand where I'm coming from, I beat the DLC before the Shadow Blessing buffs and without using any summons except for the Sanguine Noble on the leader fight. The DLC was a welcome challenge, but damn, some people were not happy about that. And most of the people I saw complaining refused to use a proper build and or refused to use summons, either out of preference or stubbornness, which is completely fine, honestly. But a lot of people in the DLC used the most powerful builds they could and used summons, and that was probably more fun to them than brute forcing it. And another boiling hot take, having fun should be the goal of playing a game. Using Mimic Tear looks fun as f. I'm actually tempted to do a playthrough with it because some of these clips are hilarious. My point is that when I see someone using summons, they are loving the game, and the comments are full of the most angry, pitiful people I have ever seen. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that summons are the right way to play the game. The right way to play the game is however you find the most fun, but dragging down others because they enjoy a different playstyle than you is pathetic. And it's on both sides too. I see many summon users telling people they're idiots because they don't use summons. I like to bash my head against bosses on my own for hours until I eventually beat it. Stop telling me to use summons. But if you don't like that playstyle, then go on, use summons. There's nothing stopping you. Hell, Miyazaki himself says that he uses everything he possibly can to beat the game, which makes it safe to assume that he uses summons. Are you gonna look at the person who made all of these incredible games and tell him that he is the one playing the game wrong, despite the fact that he's the one who fucking made it? I thought I should just clarify my thoughts on this whole subject in a more solid way than I did in my last video. I was being too nice. People should be allowed to play the game however they want, whether that's using a bleed build, a pure melee build, a casting build. Just don't be an asshole to other people. It's that simple. How they play the game has no effect on you, so why should you care? If you're about to leave an argument in the comments, make sure you answer that question at the top of your paragraph. Genuinely, if somebody has a convincing argument on why you should care about how other people play the game, I will pin it. I will accept if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident I'm not. Anyway, time for the final 2 bosses of the DLC, starting with Radahn. Easily the hardest boss I've ever fought ever, at least on my first playthrough, because I came back ready. And when I say ready, I mean I probably got very lucky. First try, here we go. I can do it. First try. Now, on my first Shadow of the Erdtree playthrough, I was trying to beat Radahn for 4.5 hours on stream. And I learned one really important thing about this boss. Always roll to the left. Rolling to the left makes this fight so much easier, and I can't really tell why. When I first beat Radahn, I was using parrying, so coming back with just a sword, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. I was honestly ready to be here for like an hour or 2. But I learned really quickly that I actually knew this boss a lot better than I thought I did. I hate phase 2 of this fight. And no, it's not because I have a problem with the golden beams. It's Mikola's hair. It gets in the way so much. I can't tell what's happening. But honestly, now that it's been a while since the DLC came out and I've beaten Radahn a few times now, this playthrough being my second time beating him, it's kind of a beautiful fight. And I have a few complaints, but not as much as I did when I first beat him. Originally, it was like a C tier fight for me, but now it's probably an A tier fight. No. I can't lie, I am genuinely so surprised I survived this. Oh, that was close. That was dangerously close. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. First try. There's no way.
Yes, for this playthrough, I beat Radahn first try. If you want to see the full unedited fight, it's in my Discord, link in description. But let me go back and quickly point out a few problems I have with this fight since I just spent the last minute sucking its dick. There's no clear way on how you're supposed to dodge this attack unless you see someone else do it. This little cross slash has no reason being as hard to dodge as it is. You'll get hit at least once during that combo no matter what, I swear. The Mikola's Stars attack butchers my FPS half the time, and for some reason this attack just won't hit you if you're standing right in front of him. Overall, I do like the fight, it's a solid A tier for me, but I would be ignorant if I said it was perfect. And I know that I'm lucky that I actually enjoy it, because a lot of people hate this fight for good reason, I think. But I did save the best fight for last. Bayle is an absolute spectacle of a fight. Easily my favorite dragon fight in the entirety of Elden Ring, and has possibly one of the coolest Phase 2 transitions in the entire game.
Holy fuck, it's so sick.
The NPC Igon makes this fight so much better, but you know, because of the rules, I can't summon him.
Oh shit, no.
And I won't lie, I suck at Bayle. He kicked my ass for 40 minutes this playthrough.
Holy shit. What am I supposed to do there?
The effects for this fight are just on another level though. This is so impressive. Although I was slightly tilted having to fight him for so long.
Oh, fuck off. No, anything but this attack right now, you kidding? No!
Whenever I play through the DLC, I'll probably make sure to save Bayle for last because he's a perfect way to end it in my opinion.
Tail! Okay, that was close. F you, I'm better!
And boom, we have beaten every major boss in the DLC, unless I forgot one, which wouldn't surprise me. I already said everything I needed to say earlier on, so I won't bother repeating it now. But I will say that strength builds are easily one of the strongest builds in the entire game, if not the strongest. If I were to try and do this again, I'd probably do a dex build that doesn't involve bleed in any way, because apparently that's the actual way I was supposed to do this series. Anyway, my next video is going to be reviewing your guys' builds, so join my Discord so you can submit yours. Thank you for supporting this series for as long as you all have. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time.
Up and now we swinging on the same line. You got me erratic, I'm passing up on a dead night. Ring me on the other line. Got ready up, go haywire. Fixed up and now we swinging on the same line. You got me erratic, I'm passing up on a dead night. Ring me on the other line.
What's the name? I'm such an idiot. How did I forget it again? Putrescent Knight. Putrescent Knight is a shit name.